Hello. Pimple's still here. You're going to see this pimple for the next couple of videos, so I think we just have to get used to it. We've moved in together. We're moving on. Today we're talking about The Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 18, Episode 4. So let's jump right in. The episode opens up with Heather and Terry in their LA penthouse. They talk about why they bought their new home because they need a family home and the penthouse is too small. They say it's like a 2-bedroom penthouse in LA and they still, like, the kids are away at college. I think all the kids are away at college, but they still want them to come home and have their own rooms. And I think they just want more space. So that's why they bought the house in the hills of Beverly Hills. Heather talks about Terry's stroke and how it's changed her outlook on life and that she doesn't want to sweat the small stuff anymore. I feel like all these housewives say this when they have big like events. They're like, I'm done with the drama. I don't know. It was kind of like a heartfelt moment that they were chatting and like I just always think it's cute when Terry and Heather like have conversations. I like their like chemistry together. And it's interesting because they've actually had like real fights on camera, which is very interesting. But I think that they have a really strong marriage, at least from my perspective from the show. And I think that it's really cute when they interact. Emily, Gina, Tamara, and Katie all head out to a girls' night. The girls talk about how Heather staged a photo at Disneyland, and Katie says she knows someone that has connections with a lot of paparazzi, and they told Katie that Heather did call the Paps to be there and get the picture, which debunks denial that Heather previously made about it. So I think this was a big storyline the previous season. I can't really remember. They kind of talk about it a little bit, allude to it, but apparently Heather and Terry, they were kind of in hot water. I don't even remember what it was about, but then they allegedly staged this like Disneyland photo. And so it was like a hot topic because, of course, Heather denied it. Like, she's like, I don't call the paparazzi, yada, yada, yada. So this is coming back up because Katie is now coming for Heather again and saying that she knows somebody that knows that this is true, that she called the paparazzi to get this photo. Katie then talks about how Heather tagged her in a birthday post on Instagram when Heather didn't even know her at that point. And when she asked her about it, when Katie asked Heather about it, Heather played dumb. Very interesting. I think that Katie is alluding to Heather tagging her to get more followers because she was probably nuts on the cast. And so Heather was like, ooh, I'm gonna tag Katie in this so that I can get, more attention on my photo. That's what I think she's alluding to, but she never really says it. Emily, Tamara, and Jen then start dancing on the bar, getting sprayed with the soda gun and being wild. Like, Tamara's like taking shots from the Grey Goose bottle. It's really funny. It's actually kind of cute to see them like really enjoying each other. I'm almost 40 and I don't know if I'll be dancing on the bars in a couple of years, but I mean, more power to you, honey. They look hot. Get it. At the end of the girls' night, Emily says that Heather is going to destroy Katie because she's talking about her, which I totally agree with. Heather's not going to like any of this. And when she gets word of this, she's going to be pissed. And it actually kind of starts at the end of this episode. Vicky Gunvalson goes over to Shannon's house. They discuss how they are going to move forward with the Trace Amiga show without Tamara. If you remember, Tamara said she didn't want to be a part of it because Shannon just got a DUI and she said it was a lot about drinking. She didn't want to be a part of it. Shannon tells Vicky that she received a letter from Johnny J's attorney saying that she owes him $75,000. She doesn't say why he thinks she owes him $75,000, but that's a lot of money. Jen and Ryan are packing for a trip to Vegas, and Jen is worried about what people are going to say about the trip with all of her financial stuff going on, which I think is a valid concern. Jen also talks to Ryan about how she is feeling less than the other women because she's going through all this financial hardship and all these other women are kind of making fun of her and she doesn't really have anything. She's living with Ryan. She doesn't have money to spend like on nice things, and all these women have all this money, like nice purses, that type of thing. So I think she's feeling a little self-conscious about her situation right now. Jen then talks about how she negotiated a lower rent on her yoga studio when it opened during COVID, and the new landlord slapped them with a lawsuit when they weren't paying the full amount. Apparently, the lower amount was a verbal agreement with the previous landlord. You never want a verbal agreement in business. You want everything in writing, even an email. You just say an email per our conversation. This is the amount of rent that we're paying, yada, yada, yada. So you have a paper trail. I'm sorry. I like Jen. She seems like a cool person, but she does not make the best decisions, in my opinion. Katie and her husband Matt have date night, which is very cute. I like it when the couples go out like on little date nights together and talk about the tea. spill the gossip. Katie talks to him about throwing a golf event for the girls to get them together. She wanted to call it drinking and driving, like drinking and like driving. But Heather said no because Shannon just got a DUI, which I thought was hysterical. Katie and Gina meet up at Gina's house. Gina talks about how it feels kind of like her and Travis broke up since he has moved out. So she's kind of feeling like a little, some sort of way about Travis not living in the house, even though it was her decision. She's feeling like it's not going well, maybe. Meanwhile, Emily and Tamara meet up at Tamara's house to catch up as well. They all start discussing the Heather paparazzi photo. Heather's not gonna like this. Gina tells Katie to tell Heather about her paparazzi friend, saying the photo was staged. Otherwise, Gina will tell her herself because Gina is Heather's friend. So Gina's basically sitting down and saying, like, you have to talk to Heather about this. Like, you're putting it on a camera. You're telling all of us. Everybody knows about this, like, paparazzi thing again. It's being stirred up. Gina knows that Heather's not gonna like it. So Gina tells Katie she needs to go and tell Heather what she's been saying. Otherwise, Gina's gonna do it. Which is a good friend, right? Like, you know that all these things are being said on camera. You're trying to, like, let her know. Gina and Emily talk about how Jen was just in Vegas. So, of course, Jen was right. People were going to talk about her being in Vegas and that she should have been working instead. Judgy queens. Then all the girls arrive at Katie's golf event. They're all looking fabulous in their little golf outfits. So they golf for a little bit, and then Tamara and Emily tell Heather what Katie has been saying behind her back about the paparazzi photos being staged. I don't know what, like, Heather's pissed. Like, you could tell she's like trying to keep it like together on camera, but she's pissed. Katie approaches Heather to talk about the situation because I think the girls were like, you should just go over and have a conversation with Heather. So Katie approaches Heather to talk about the situation. Heather seems pissed and Katie seems scared, which I would be too. Heather is a force to be reckoned with. Katie's honest with Heather about what she's been saying and how she feels Heather has been treating her. Of course, Heather denies everything and says she has never called the paparazzi on the lives of her children, which is wild. Kind of proud of Katie for actually like having the balls, like, you've talked about it, so now you need to tell Heather in person what you've been talking about. So proud of her for not backpedaling anything. She said exactly what she said. She like timeline everything like that. I think she feels like vindicated, or she feels powerful because she has this text message from her friend saying that that Heather called the paparazzi. But I just really don't understand that situation because, like, how does this person know? Like, does this person know? Like, Katie's friend, does that friend know? Like, did they hear from somebody specifically that they called? It seems a little shaky of a receipt to me. Heather says Katie is doing what she is accusing her of doing and digging stuff up on her, and basically says she does not want to be friends with Katie. Then the episode ends. Lots of tea spilled in this episode. I hope you enjoyed my recap. I will link below a playlist to all of the other episodes in this season. Hit that subscribe button to check out all my other recaps. And yes, thank you so much for joining me, and I will check you on the next one.